All right, folks, well, back in my day, there was just 2 foot pad options. But then a funny thing happened. Well, we brought on the factory pro team and they really kicked us in the butt. They said, we want more options, we want better foot pads. And you know what we gave them? We gave them more options and better foot pads. Now we have a ton. We have a foot pad for every foot. Today we're gonna talk about which one is the golden pad for you. This is your typical Pint and Pint X foot pad, okay? Look, it gets the job done, nothing wrong with it, but you do have some pretty nice options. I'm gonna give you the spark notes early in this spiel. Do yourself a favor, get yourself the Pint flared foot pad. It's probably one of the biggest ways you can upgrade your board. Pint S comes with those stock. It's 15% more surface area. It also has more pressure sensitivity area as well, also by 15%. So actually makes the board easier to engage. Just kind of gives you this bigger board feel. I absolutely love it. It is definitely my top pick in this Pint lineup. A couple things to note. There are soft and hard options. It can be nice in terms of foot fatigue. Some people prefer them. You have the high kick foot pad for Pint. So this is the same size as the regular foot pad in terms of the surface area, but it has higher kick. Now that gives you like a nice reference point for your foot, so you can really feel where the edge of the board is. So that's an option in soft and hard as well. We also have the SureStance foot pad. Now that is the classic wood aesthetic. Again, this is the same size as the standard Pint foot pad, but it comes in wood, so your friends will think you're cool. Let's move on. Did I forget something?
Watch your ums.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, folks, let's lock down because it's about to get serious. These are all your GT, GTS series, and XR Classic foot pads. Now there are a ton of options, so stick with me here. The GT pads that come standard are these ones right here, okay? Stock pads. The stock pads that come standard on the XR Classic and on the GTS series are the Lowboy pads. This was a pad that we developed when we released the GT. This is the Love Hump foot pad. Famous for its name, famous for its shape. The Love Hump gives you this ridge in the middle to give some love to your arch. So you'll probably feel this shape most if your shoe is not as firm. And for some people that decreases foot fatigue over long periods of time. Personally, there's pads that I would recommend instead of the Love Hump pad, but it really is a preference thing. So you're gonna want this pad if you're someone who wants some arch support in your foot pad. Next, we have the high kick foot pad. Now the high kick foot pad is for people who love a lot of tip and tail kick, particularly tail kick because it's a rear foot pad. So this is our highest kicked foot pad. Here you go, camera guy. Check out the high kick on this one. So if you like a really strong reference point for your back foot, some people really like to have a strong reference point. I like to have a strong reference point for my back foot so that I know where the edge of the board is and I have something that I can kind of leverage up against. Pretty good option, the high kick rear foot pad. We next have the flat kick foot pad. So the flat kick foot pad is for people that don't like concave. There's no concave involved here. It is flat with a kick, and that's why it's called the flat kick. If you have trouble engaging your foot pad sensor on your stock GT pad, some of the times that's because you have bigger feet and you're actually getting your weight onto the edges of this concave. And because of that, you're not applying pressure to the actual sense pad. So if you're having trouble with that, the GT flat kick foot pad is not a bad option for you. So you're gonna be able to pressure the sense pad a little bit easier. On my foot pad rating scale, I'd give the GT flat kick foot pad like a 6.5. To me, there's better foot pads out there that we're gonna get to like right now. The Lowboy foot pad is arguably the best foot pad. This foot pad is actually lowered in the middle to give you a lowered ride height. It's got a little bit of kick, a little bit of concave, and it comes in soft and hard. The soft foot pad has vibration dampening. The Lowboy foot pad is a fantastic all-around foot pad. I would highly recommend it. Finally, the Lowboy flared foot pad. So this is the same foot pad sort of silhouette, but the flared has this extra flare where you can see the pad is actually much bigger. So there's way more surface area on the flared foot pad. Now what surface area does is it gives you more leverage. I now have more leverage and control over the board, and it also gives you this feeling of riding a larger platform. You can have a bigger stance, and you can really just control your board at a high level. The Lowboy Flared foot pad is absolutely awesome. I believe it comes in soft and hard as well, so if you like the soft version, that's available. This is probably my favorite foot pad. I love this foot pad. You will love this foot pad too. Get yourself a Lowboy Flared or Lowboy regular foot pad. These are the ones that you want, honestly, to be honest. But there's one other foot pad that's really, really good, and that is the XR Classic SureStance foot pad. I get the chills when I pick this foot pad up because it's so light. It's so light and it's so thin. Like this is just, it's like this was created by, I don't know. It's also like just a perfect silhouette. So thin, no concave, little bit of kick. It's gonna give you that like classic XR flat foot pad feel, but with some sensibility of some tip and tail kick. This foot pad warms my soul. So if you have an XR Classic, you should totally get this foot pad to complete the look. It just looks so good with the wood pads. Really, really love this foot pad. Folks, if you're looking for the spark notes from this whole section, the best foot pads are the Lowboy Flared, and the SureStance. I hope that was a helpful run through. Hopefully you have a little bit of a better idea of which pad you might be interested in getting. You don't want to do it all and then be like, oh, we left one out. Oh! Everything I just said is still true. But if you are someone who's looking to really elevate your riding experience, the FST system is some pretty next level shit. This is a footpad system where you can completely customize how your stance is, and you can attach FST blocks to create leverage points for your stance. It's really, really clever. The FST system is gonna lock your foot in to a higher degree, give you more leverage, and it's really gonna help you take your riding to the next level. If you're looking for not a little more control, a lot more control, the FST system will absolutely take your game to the next level. Full send right here. Foot pads make a really big difference in your ride feel and your ride quality. If you're looking for an easy way to upgrade how your board feels and how that riding experience is, getting a upgraded foot pad can really, really change that, whether that's by dropping the ride height, giving you a little bit more leverage. So if you're interested in taking your board to the next level, these are some really good options.